Hello everyone. This is Aiden from Azdan, Oracle NetSuite solution provider in the Middle East. In this video, we're going to make a demo about generating Saudi electronic invoice from NetSuite. This solution built by my team at Azdan, and it's completely working inside NetSuite. You don't need to use middleware, integration, or any third-party services. Moreover, the solution is 100% compatible with Zakat Tax and Customs Authority in Saudi Arabia. So let's have a test drive. Here are the demo points we will be covering. So the first thing is, if you want to get the company information, you can click on Setup, then Company. And here you are going to find this page, and this page has some mandatory data that you should fill in, like the company name and the VAT registration number, and all the data that are related to this company, like street name, building number, plot notification, city subsidiary, and all of that kind of stuff. If the company already has subsidiaries in it, here is where you can set up company. You can go inside the subsidiaries. You are going to find here, for example, one of the subsidiaries. Also the same data as required here. You can click Edit. You will find the street name with plot identification. And all that kind of data is mandatory to generate an invoice. So that was the first step of how to generate an invoice. Step number 2, the e-Invoice setting list. As you see, we have only 2 countries on the list, Saudi Arabia and UAE. We go here, we can choose multiple subsidiaries. We're going to give it the username and password of Zatca. Base URL for it and the date format. And the authentication type. You can choose currency and decimal. Also, the email tab in the primary email here, get updates for any failures, and we will talk about that later. You can also add a new email with a click of a button. I am checking that servers work globally, either inside your company or in Saudi Arabia. The user will probably have one storage that holds all of his invoices. But what if he has multiple ones? Here is an example of an API connection with a credential username and password. And here is another example of SFTP with dummy data. And if the user needs to make it active, inactive, or even add a new one, he may do it using the UI. Here is the main path of IP1. But as you see in line 3, the reporting is adjusted with the version 2 upload. So any new updates like these can be done here also. Step number 3 is creating the customer itself. Go here for lists, relationships, customers, then new. Okay, so here is the page for a new customer. As we see here, this is the most important part of the customer section. The difference between the company and the individual. If we chose the company, the customer will have a standard invoice with standard debit and credit. But the simplified invoice is for the individual person. So we enter the data testing user. The most important section is this one. This customer needs to have a street name, building number, and plot identification. We should enter all the types of data that are included in the subsidiary. With the country code Saudi Arabian Riyal. The registration name works the same as the company name. The other thing is the subsidiary of this customer, if he is related to multiple subsidiaries or a standalone subsidiary, so that we never had an invoice or know where to put it. After that, I will click Save. And to step number 4, which is creating an invoice. We just go to the Transactions overview. Then, Sales, Create Invoices. Here we select Bill to Customer. After selecting the customer, you will find these data are coming, and items are changed, as they were related to the same subsidiary that this customer is. We would just like to add some items here. I am just clicking on Dummy Data. And then we select the payment means, 5 payment status identified in Zatca. Payment terms, if you would like to have some data-related payment terms. And also, the actual delivery date is important. Contract document reference. If you have a contract with your customer, you need to add its references. Instruction notes. It's important only in generating debit or credit if you are identifying why you are generating this after having the main invoice. After we generate the invoice, go through the e-Invoice UUID, which is the unique identifying ID, and e-Invoice hash and ICV, which is the counting value of the invoice, e-Invoice status that was submitted, and the XML file that was already sent and generated to Zatca. So let's create one and get back again to you. So as you see now, we're going to generate the invoice. If you check this customer, you will find that the customer is an individual. The generated invoice will be a simplified one, not a standard. So let's generate one. After clicking Proceed to Invoice, you will have two options. Let's click on Normal. If you go here to the Invoice tab, you will find that it took ICV, e-Invoice hash, UUID. And here is the XML that is generated, including all the data that exists inside this invoice with the Saudi Arabian Rial. If you viewed the e-Invoice interface status list, we will find that there is one that is created. It has all the data we need. And if we go to the custom, we will find the important parts, which are the invoice type if it's an invoice or debit, Zatca validation, invoice UUID and hash, QR code for this invoice, the link for XML and the ICV. So, the same scenario goes for the debit and credit memo. Here is the credit memo that was created for invoice 7. Let's proceed to e-Invoice here. The same scenario will happen as we will wait till it's generated on Zatca. Refresh the page. Here is invoice number 7 with credit number 4. And here are the QR codes and the same scenario that we have already seen. And here is a credit memo. So that was all about generating memo, invoice, credit, and debit. As last, I did not mention the debit because it is the same scenario as generating the normal invoice. For more details, please visit www.azdan.com or contact us and our team will be delighted to assist you. Thanks all. Aimed.